We have a Joshua Jefferson injury update as Iowa State reaches the second weekend of the NCAA tournament, along with some women's basketball student athletes saying that they're going to enter the transfer portal. All of that on this week's episode of the Ames Angle.
The Cyclones advanced to the Sweet 16 for the third time under head coach TJ Otzelberger. And in the first weekend of the tournament, a key player for the Cyclones, senior Joshua Jefferson, sustained an ankle injury, and that looks to be a key role in how far the Cyclones continue.
In the Cyclones' opening round matchup against Tennessee State, senior forward Joshua Jefferson went down with a left low ankle sprain, and it sidelined him for the remainder of the weekend in the Cyclones' wins over Tennessee State and Kentucky. What we do know is that an MRI took place Monday morning, and we don't have an exact up-to-date status of Jefferson for Friday's late tip against Tennessee. Joshua Jefferson, a key part of this Cyclone offense and defense, and it's definitely not looking great as Iowa State looks to hide the status of their superstar.
Like you mentioned, with Jefferson being such an important part of this team, how far do you think the Cyclones go if they don't ever see Jefferson return to the court?
With Jefferson not on the court, Iowa State was forced to go into a smaller lineup. Senior guard Dominic Nelson replaced Joshua Jefferson in the rotation when he was gone. Nelson received a lot more minutes on Friday than he did Sunday. But with that, Iowa State's going to have a super hard time defeating number 1 seed Michigan. It would be a potential matchup if Michigan can get through Alabama in the Sweet 16. That's an Elite 8 matchup if Iowa State and Michigan both advance. Michigan is one of the best teams in the country. They turn the ball over a lot, and Iowa State forces a lot of turnovers, but Michigan's size is just going to be a little bit too much for the Cyclones without Joshua Jefferson. Now, with Joshua Jefferson on that team in full capacity against Michigan, I think Iowa State can contend with Michigan, if not beat Michigan. A lot of CBS sports analysts are predicting that Iowa State to beat Michigan in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four for the first time under TJ Otzelberger. And Cyclone fans right now, they think it could be a lot more than just one time headed to the Final Four under Otz.
Number 6 seed Tennessee will be Iowa State's competition in the Sweet 16 round of the March Madness tournament. Iowa State is favored 60.6% over Tennessee. With or without Jefferson is still the question, and the Cyclones are a 4.5 favor over Tennessee.
The Iowa State Daily Crew will be in Chicago covering Cyclone men's basketball from the United Center. Stay up to date with all things Iowa State hoops on the Iowa State Daily website and the Iowa State Daily social accounts. This week, for Threads of the Week, we got the University of Wisconsin Classic Red Sweater hockey jersey.
With Threads of the Week featuring Wisconsin, an important sports moment for women's sports came out of Wisconsin this weekend, with the Badgers beating Ohio State 3-2 in the national championship for women's hockey. This is the second straight year where the Badgers have beaten the Buckeyes for the national championship, and this is their 9th championship that they've gotten as a program. And 2 of the highlight stars coming from that game was Layla Edwards and Caroline Harvey, who are looking to be 2 of the highest prospects in the PWHL draft that's coming up. And just not too long ago in February, both of them also won gold for the Olympics. So Wisconsin and just women's hockey in general has shown that is very important to watch, and that there's always something coming out of it, and that this is a journey for Wisconsin becoming a powerhouse in women's hockey.
Shifting gears a little bit towards women's basketball, the Iowa State Cyclones were defeated by the Syracuse Orange, ending their season in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Now some news broke from On3's Talia Goodman with some Cyclones planning on entering the transfer portal at the conclusion of the season.
The 4 Cyclones at the moment who are entering the transfer portal are Lily Talule, Reagan Wilson, Reese Beatty, and Ailey Tanky. Talule played in 21 games this year, averaging 2.6 points, 1 rebound, and 0.3 assists while averaging 5.6 minutes per game. For Wilson, a similar story, just a little bit more playing time. Reagan saw 28 games, 2.5 assists a game, points per game, 0.7 rebounds a game, and 0.9 assists on a game while averaging 9 minutes in a game. For Beatty, the freshman, she saw 27 games this year, while averaging 4.6 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 3.3 assists on 20.5 minutes in a game. And Beatty looks like the biggest loss from the program going in as the transfer portal continues its future. And then for Tanky, she played the least amount of games for the Cyclones this year. She played 7 games, averaging 0.9 points a game, 1.4 rebounds, and 0.4 assists. And just as we find more information on who enters the transfer portal, if anyone else enters the transfer portal, we will be sure to keep it updated on our website.
I think what this means for the program, and the biggest question mark is, what is the future of this program under Bill Fenley? This was a top-tier college basketball team early in the season, and the fall-off they had with the injuries of Addie Brown really kind of started the decline of this team. And obviously, no one can be happy with a first-round exit from the NCAA tournament. Now, the question is, 3 big names are still question marks for entering the portal on the women's basketball side. Superstars Audie Crooks, Jada Williams, and Addie Brown. Crooks and Brown have been here for their Cyclone careers, and Jada Williams transferred in after starting her college career at Arizona. Whether these 3 stay or not, I really think could make a big impact on the future of the Cyclone team, and even head coach Bill Fenley, who is nearing the end of his coaching career. And if these 3 depart, we might see the end of Bill Fenley's career. He has a lifetime contract here at Iowa State and can resign at any moment.
Like, comment, subscribe for more at the Iowa State Daily.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode, and we'll see you next time on the Ames Angle.
And cut.